Today we're down at the new theatre setting up for the Spring Gala. Let's check it out. So we're now on stage in the main control area. This is where we've got all of our amplification and control gear for the audio system. So look at this setup here. We've got some Nexo NX 4x4 amplifier Mark IIs, and they're doing the front of house PA system. So we've got one amplifier doing the left side of the PA, another amplifier doing the right side of the PA, subs on channel 1 linking to the fills, and then channels 3 and 4 are doing the main PA system. The other two NX amps up here are for the monitor package. We've got 6 ways of monitor on stage plus a drum fill sub. Below that, we've got 12 ways of radio systems that are linking straight through into the Rio box here, the Yamaha Rio box that we'll look at for the other side. That's all running in channel 38 in this area. These are all for handheld radio mics. We've got a 12-piece a cappella act on later on in the show. Coming around to the end of our control area, we've got our production case. This is full of all of our what we call bodge equipment, so all the little adapters. We've got a drawer full of consumables, tape, zip ties and bits like that. And then down at the bottom of the case is where all of our DI boxes and microphones live, ready for the show. Around this side, if you come and have a look at the back of our radio rack, like I said, we've got 12 ways of radio system in there. So what we've done is we've got a multi-core cable coming out of here using a Veeam connector. So we've got all 12 channels of that are plugged on a loom straight into our Rio box here. Outputs of the Rio box are linked into the various amplifiers. We're all doing it on analog here, although we are of course doing a Dante connection from the Yamaha QL5 at front of house down to the Rio box. And these outputs from the Rio box, the first 6 are our monitor sends, then we've got 4 for the main PA, and we're doing left, right, sub and fill. So the subs and the fills are running off matrices, and then the last 4 are to tie into the in-house system for under balcony fills and other fills around the venue. Around the back of this main Noir rack, which is in the front of house PA system, and that's feeding into these 6 Nexo Geo M12 systems that are in this banana configuration that allows us to get consistent coverage both in the stalls and to the 2 circles for the audience. So we're now on stage after an intense day of rehearsals yesterday. I just wanted to take you through the way we run our stages. So upstage here we've got 3 rolling risers. They're being used for both contemporary and traditional Chinese bands. They're going to live in the wing over on stage left, and they're just being brought on and off stage as and when needed. So what we've got on each of them is what we call a satellite box, a sat box, which has got all the microphones plugged into that, and it has a multi-pin connector on it. So when we're moving the riser around, we only need to unplug one connector and be able to move the riser with the equipment on and off all at once. Each riser's also got a couple of moving headlights on there. So we've got a DMX feed. Each one's on a separate DMX feed from our buffer. So again, it's one connector per riser with no links between them, makes it nice and easy to move them. And of course we've got some power, and we've got some audio signal to the monitor system. So on this keys riser here, we've got one wedge for a Nexo P12, and then over on the drum riser just here, just at the back there, you can see the Nexo P12 and a pair of little IDS 110 subs to make a really nice, powerful, punchy drum fill. The backline itself is, we've got an Ampeg SVT with a spare head as well, so there's a primary head running and then an active spare, so we can swap over if there are any problems. A couple of Fender combos, all mic'd up, and a DI as well on the bass. Around on this side of the stage, you can see that one of my colleagues here, Paige, is just putting in our booms. So this is some side light for some of the dance pieces. We've got a shin, a mid and a head, just to give that nice traditional dance lighting from the side. Marking up the stage, we've got lots of what we call spikes, so lots of coloured tape which show positions of where things are going to be put. The blue line across the stage is where we've got a drape coming in and out at multiple points within the performance, and then all the different coloured markings you can see that are marked up are where instruments and microphones and other bits of set are going to be laid out throughout the show. It's one 3-hour show, so there's lots of quick movement, so we really need to make sure we know exactly where things are going all the way through. Downstage then, we've got a line of Nexo P12 wedges across the front. That provides foldback to the performers throughout the performance. And then ahead of that, we've got some lip fills. We've got the Nexo M6, which just complements the main line array system that's covering the rest of the venue. Just make sure we get real clear, good audio coverage for the front rows of the seats, the dignitaries, the key members of the audience. And then down in the orchestra pit, we've got a set of Nexo M subs. We've got 4 of those evenly spaced across the auditorium to give real nice, clear coverage. Downstage, we've got these ADJ battens, which we're using as footlights. So they are a fixture, they need a bit of tidying up after yesterday's rehearsals, but they're a fixture that have magnets in the end of them. So they link together and give us a really nice, clean wash of light from the footlights across the front of the stage. We've also repeated these battens upstage on these uprights behind the band backline. All of those are in a pixel map mode, so we've got real control. That's that bit of eye candy effect that we use at the back. On the front of the riser, these are a Martin beam light. So these give us real defined beams of light, give us that great sort of that look of those sharp beams up into the audience. Overhead then, we've got a mix of Martin Aura XB wash lights and some Ayrton Diablos. We're now over at the front of house position at the back of the auditorium, and this is where we're going to be controlling the whole show from. So from here, we've got an Apple MacBook running QLab. This software allows us to trigger all of the audio and video cues for the whole show. So that's where all the playback, all the video, all the exciting music for all the dance acts is coming from. And that's feeding a 20,000 lumen projector up on the balcony via some Blackmagic switching gear. Next to that, we've got a Yamaha QL5, really versatile console that we're using for mixing the audio. This allows us to route audio all around the venue, so as well as our house PA system, it's routing into the venue system. And this is where we'll be controlling all of the microphones, all the audio inputs, including the audio from that QLab laptop. And then over on the right, we've got a Camsys setup, Camsys Magic Q, and that's controlling the lighting. That's also linked via timecode to QLab, so some of the cues are triggered manually by the operator, and others will be via timecode, so they'll happen in time with the music triggers. Well, we've just come to the end of the Spring Gala event, a non-stop 4 hours of Western bands, traditional Chinese bands, ballet, opera, a cappella groups, and of course, lots and lots of dance.